What's going on, everybody? Derek from the Tiny Raptor Farm here, and I'm back with a very special episode for you today. Now, today is going to start the first video of a new series that I like to call Survival Corner. And every time I do a Survival Corner video, it's going to be a different intro, so don't get confused, and I hope you like my new intro. You like it? I think I did too. I think I keep it. Okay, so if it's on the video, then obviously I kept it. But anyway, let's get to it. Now today, the very first episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I have in my survival bag, my get home bag, or my get out of Dodge bag. Now I have a lot, everything in my bag. I can filter water, I can start fires, and I can hunt with. Now, everything in my bag may not work for you. Okay, so what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to play around with some stuff, and you're gonna have to see what works for you. You're gonna have to take it in the woods. You're gonna practice with it, see if it works for you, see if it's convenient, see if it'll fit in your bag well, or if it's easy for you to use, you know, and see what works best for you. Now this is just a reference. This should be just a reference to you of what I have in my bag and the things that I've done. And I'm gonna lay them out on the ground, and I'm gonna talk about it and let the motors run in your head a little bit and see what you think about it. Okay? My cat just jumped on my there. My cat just jumped on my stand. Anyways, let's get started. Okay. Now first of all, this is my bag. This has got everything in it that I need to survive, everything in it that I need to start fires, filter water with, hunt, all kind of stuff. I can do all kind of stuff with this bag. Now, first and foremost, this is my headlamp. I've had this for several years. Works really good. It's even got a little tail light so other people can see you. If you're walking in the dark and stuff, it's a really good light. It shines pretty bright. They've got brighter ones out there, but this works pretty good for me. It's convenient because it's a little head strap. I like it a lot myself. I can't remember. I think we got this on Amazon. It's just called a tack lamp. Or it's made by Tack Lamp. But anyways, it works for me. I like it. It's convenient. Now, I made this spoon several years ago. It's a little deep. I don't know if you can really see that or not, but it's a little deep for, you know, eating and stuff like that. But I mean, it still works, but you might shave it down a little bit and make it a little more convenient. But either way, it's kind of cool. Now, this I saw this at Bass Pro Shop and decided to get it. I thought it was pretty cool. So anyways, I'll probably never use it. I mean, at the same time I might, and it might ruin the first couple times you use it. I don't know, never used it. So, and honestly, this is almost completely irrelevant, and I'll tell you why. This is why it's almost completely irrelevant, because you can make stuff like this yourself. You don't have to go out and spend money on stuff. I mean, if you got a sharp knife, or you know how to sharpen knives, and you can whittle stuff, You know, even if you don't know how to whittle, get out a knife and practice. Always cut away from you when you're doing it. Never cut towards yourself. Okay? But anyways, that's why that little plastic spatula is irrelevant. Now, carabiners are always good. You always need a carabiner. This is a carabiner. Okay, and these are not for climbing. It even says it on the side. You can't use them for climbing. I don't know what the weight of these things are regulated for, but I wouldn't use them for climbing. But definitely get you one. You can always hook it up on something, hang your bag from it if you got to. You know, and these right here I bought them kind of carabiners. I know these ain't for climbing either, but I don't know if you can see this or not, but let's see. See these little things right here? And on the other side has got one. You can stick your, let me see, right here. You can stick it down over on a strap like this, where it's secured a little more. But none of mine are like that because I haven't used these in particular yet. The ones that are hanging off my bag, I haven't used them yet. So I just want to show you that real quick. Okay, now we're going to go through this this pocket right here. Now, I've got earplugs. I always carry earplugs, and I got 2 more canisters right there with earplugs in them. And I have a water filter. There's a charcoal water filter. Now, the reason I don't have the straw and the bag and all that stuff on it is because, you know, in my opinion, if you're in an emergency situation, there's really no need for it. I mean, you just stick it and go. You stick this in, see where it says flow at? You stick this down in the puddle or whatever, and then you drink it like a straw through here, and you don't have to need the bag. Because other stuff, it has like a little syringe. You stick in there, suck it up, and then pump it into a bag, and then it's just completely inconvenient, and I personally don't like it. But earplugs, you never know when you need earplugs. I got 2 more canisters of them, of earplugs. And right here. Now this right here is a lifesaver. Now I've had this for probably 3 years. I had this when I got certified to teach wilderness survival. This is a poncho shelter. Poncho shelter simply means that you could use it as a poncho, as a rain jacket, or you can unvelcro it and use it as a shelter. You hang it up, and I'll use it as a shelter, and I'll pop up a little picture to show you how to use it. Okay, now this is not a knife, it is a knife sharpener. It has a 600 grit on one side and a 400 on the other side. And you know, of course, this is the 400 side is to shape the blade a little better, and the 600 side is to get a smoother edge on it, or a finer edge, if you will. I'm gonna sit that down so I just step on my poncho. And that's all I have in that particular spot. There's not too much in there. Now, this to me is very, very, very important. This is an extra mag to the 9mm that I always carry on me. This is for a G2 Millennium 9mm. Now, I always carry this everywhere I go. You see how worn out it is? Is I'm either carrying this one, or I have a Glock 48 that I carry, a single stack Glock 48. So I carry this one or the other one around everywhere I go. And on top of that, I have right there another mag that I carry with me all the time. This and this goes with me everywhere I go. So in case something happens, I'm always ready for it. Now, in case this one runs, in case I have to use this one, I always have this one in my bag. So, always convenient to have an extra one. Now this right here, this is my Camp King Fire Striker I showed you in my Hurricane Ian video. There's a Camp King Fire Striker. I think that's might be backwards. Yeah, it looks backwards probably. But anyways, I'm filming from the front view of my camera so I can see what I'm doing. But I cannot find, I don't know, now Camp King is still in business, but I cannot find anywhere they sell fire strikers anymore. But so far, this is one of the best ones that I found. And there are other ones that probably shoot sparks further and thicker than this, but to me, this is more convenient. I like it a lot better, and I'm probably not going to go find another one until I use this up. I've got this one, and I carry, let me show you, always carry this around my neck. Always. You never know when you're going to need it. I had 3 of them. One of them broke. Used it up. So this one always stays in my bag, and this one always stays around my neck. And this right here is just a little multi-tool. It's just your normal run-of-the-mill multi-tool. I believe my daddy gave this to me several years ago. And of course, it's got screwdrivers, it's got a corkscrew on it, a little knife, a saw, scissors, toothpick, other stuff like that. And toothpicks, I don't have to tell you how convenient a toothpick is. So there's that. And they got this other one. It's another little multi-tool, but probably backwards again, but it says best bonus dad. I love this knife. I haven't used it, but the blade's pretty sharp. And it's got a little corkscrew in it. This don't have a toothpick or nothing like this, but it was a gift to me, so I'm always going to keep this with me no matter where I go. Now, I am a big fan of full tang knives. I'm a huge fan of a full tang knife. Now, I don't like carrying folding knives in the wilderness. That's my preference, and but they are convenient to have in case something happens, you lose your knife, and you have these. And this one was given to me by my buddy that I got certified with, and it's a really good knife. I think it's one of his old knives. These things are super sharp. It's a buck knife, and my grandpa had old timer knives. Had a whole military ammo can slapped full of them, and ones that look just like these, man. And I love them things. So always convenient. And this one right here, my daddy had gave me a long time ago, or actually I won it. And every year for Christmas we play bingo, and then whoever wins gets a little prize. And this was one of the prizes that had something else with it, but this thing is like a razor blade, man. This thing's super sharp. And I don't know, it's a Gerber, but I don't know where you could get it. I mean, maybe Bass Pro Shop or somewhere, or maybe look online at Gerber, but these things are super sharp. I could use this for skinning animals out in the wilderness if I got to, or cutting fabric or something that I need to be precise with, because this is really sharp. This is actually convenient. And I know I just said that I don't like folding knives, but for skinning and stuff like that, it does work out pretty well. And now a good pair of pliers. You never know when you're going to need pliers for something. For fishing, I normally keep needle nose pliers in my bag, but in this case, I just keep these in here because they're convenient, and you never know when you're going to need a pair of pliers. So now, go on to the mid-size one. And this has got a bunch of goodies in it. Now, this flashlight we paid, I think, $20 for 3 of them. And let's see if you This is one of the ones that changes the pattern size. This thing is super bright. I don't know how many lumens it has. I didn't know. I just thought I hadn't really paid attention to how many it had in it. But anyways, it has a little indicator right here that shows you when your battery's low, and thank God that mine's not low. But anyways, it's always convenient to have a flashlight. Now this right here, yes, I dip. I know I shouldn't, but it's right here. You see it's kind of burnt compared to this one, because these right here are very, very convenient. Now I keep a fishing kit inside here, a small little fishing kit, and I believe that line in there is either 25 pounds or 50 pounds. I'm not sure, but I got a little I think I got a little fly in there. Yep, got a little fly in there. And this little towelette right here, if you put some little bit of water on it, it'll puff out and become a rag. You know, but anyways, these right here is the metal top. You can take these and this blanket right here, and let me show you. And these are fire starters. The fire starter is made with cotton and candle wax from this is made from one of those heated candle things, or heat lamp things that you put the wax in or whatever. Anyway, this is the leftover wax we had, and my missus made me some out of cotton things, and I got 2 containers of these. But the point I was getting at is you take one of these, put it on this metal top, and you take this blanket and you wrap it around yourself. If you're freezing cold and it's cold outside, for an emergency little boost, you light one of these on fire with your fire striker and have this wrapped around you. If you sit in an Indian style, stick it on top of here, light it, wrap this blanket around you, and this will keep you warm. It'll keep the heat and everything inside of you to keep you warm in emergency situations. My daddy showed me that trick a long time ago, and pretty convenient. Okay, I got 2 of those, like I said. Just put that over there. I also have another emergency metal blanket. Now this rope right here, I normally keep 550 cord in here, but for visual purposes, I need to go get me some more 550 cord, but for visual purposes, you know, this is always convenient to have extra rope handy for tying stuff up or whatnot. It's always convenient. Now also, here's another mag that I keep for my G2, so I actually have 4 of them in here, and I keep that, and I got a little clip that you can put it around your, or put it on your belt if you need to, or if you want to. Now this right here, this is a mossy oak Bowie knife. Excuse me. Now this thing is actually pretty convenient because, you know, for chopping down brush, or, you know, chopping stuff up, if you need to make a spear or whatever, you know, you can always use. Got some pretty good weight to it on the end. And it's also got a fire striker and a little sharpener on it in the back of it, which is also convenient. Put that up. Now, bought these from Walmart a long time ago. They had this and a skinning knife in it, and the skinning knife's the one that's got the little reverse hook on it. You can stick on the skin and pull it down, and it'll cut the stuff up. And there's my cat again. Don't run over my thing. But anyways, this is pretty sharp, and it stays pretty sharp. It's got a pretty good blade on it, and I use it every once in a while. I try not to use it too much because I don't want to use the stuff that's actually in my bag. Now, these little things right here, these came with waterproof matches in it, and I don't really like matches at all. And the matches that came in these things they were a piece of crap. They weren't very good. You go to strike it, and the thing would, and it would. Sorry, I had to get my cat off thing. But anyways, it would the head would break off of it, and it wasn't worth the crap. But it still has the sandpaper stuff in there, or the striker pad in it. You still use it for other stuff, or you can just put stuff in here. These things are waterproof. Now, I've tested them. I filled it with little rocks and stuff and dropped it down in the water and kept it in there for several hours, and it was completely dry. I'm going to put this back in here for now, but I got 2 of them in there. Now on to the big one. Now this first aid kit, I can't remember if we bought it off of Amazon or we got it at Walmart or some other place, but anyways, most of these first aid kits, when you get them, the band-aids in them suck. They're the plastic crappy band-aids that you put them on, and then 10 minutes later they pop right off your finger or your toe or wherever else you put it on, and they suck. So what we did is we ordered or bought some of the fabric band-aids. They stretch real good and they hold really good. So we took the band-aids that came with it out and put our own band-aids in there, and we put some extra stuff in there too, the stuff that'll help protect us. And I think this has like tongue suppressors, and it's got antibiotics and Tylenol and aspirin and burn ointments, sting ointments, got all kind of stuff in it. So it's actually pretty good first aid kit. Now also, I keep some generic pain reliever in here, or you just put this is equivalent to Tylenol. This stuff works really, really good. It's the same thing to me, but there are 500 milligrams, and there's 100 pills in here. So you always need this. If you're out in the wilderness and you get a headache or you hurt yourself or something, you got them, and it's convenient. And also I have a little folding saw. It's not very big. I need to get me a bigger one, or I want to get me a bigger one, but still, nonetheless, this is always convenient. But the only bad part about it is they're real flimsy, but nonetheless, they are convenient. Now, this has 2 pots in it. One has a top to it, and inside of it is a smaller pot, and both of them have little handles on them that you can open up, and you could use it as a handle. Now, of course, you could tell I've used this a bunch for, boiling water and stuff like that, and you can always do the same with this one. You boil water in. Now, this I keep in there too. It has, you can also boil water in this, and what I use is I like to use these for boiling water or whatever I need to boil. And in this one, if I need, you can boil soup or cook soup or whatever in it, or whatever you want to in it. But then it has little serving cups to it, which is really convenient. So I like keeping these handy, and you never know when you're going to need stuff like that. So I always keep these in there. I had something else, and here it is. Okay, very important. I cannot stress to you enough. This is dryer lint. Now this works. This is a fire starter. This works very, very, very well for fire strikers. And if you make a bow drill, one of these episodes, I'm going to show you how to make a bow drill, and I'm going to show you how to use it, as well as a hand drill and how to use the hand drill. But these right here is dryer lint, and this thing will flame up easily. And so I always keep some in here. I normally had a gallon size Ziploc bag full of them, but I downsized a little bit, which I think I'm going to go back and put another gallon, or put a gallon size back in here. But this is super, super, super convenient. So if you can, as you go, Make sure though that it doesn't have dog hair and stuff like that in it, because if it has a lot of dog hair in it, it will not light very well. So, and you're gonna wear your fire striker out pretty quick, or you're gonna wear your arm out trying to start a fire. So use the dryer lint and make sure it doesn't have dog hair, cat hair and stuff in it. Well guys, this is going to be it for this video. I hope you found it very informative, and I hope that this gives you some kind of idea of what you can get or what you can try to use and see if it works for you. Now all this stuff right here, I could survive just as long as I need to with just what I have in this pack. And this stuff works for me. Now I could take care of myself as well as my family with just what I have in this pack. Now, like I said, go out and do research on some things and see what may work best for you, and then order it or buy it, and then go out and test it. You can't just go out and buy something and say, oh yeah, well I think that'll work for me, and you go out or you buy it and then you get put in a survival situation. You're like, oh crap, I can't do that. I can't use that. It's not convenient for me. It doesn't work for me, whatever. So that's what I would do. I'd go out and just get some stuff and test it out and see what works best for you. And so hopefully this is informative for you, and I hope this will help with disasters or any kind of situation that you may find yourself in. And I love you, and I hope that this video finds you well, and I will talk to you next time.